My beloved soul, I want you to look at your life through different eyes, not yours, but mine. You are a master at keeping up a facade, building an exterior of strength and competence that the world applauds. You have become the rock for so many, the problem solver, the one with an encouraging word. But I, who dwell in the innermost sanctuary of your being, see beyond the surface. I see the fine fissures, the hairline cracks in your soul's structure that no one else notices. I see what was broken inside you. I am talking about that disappointment that shattered your trust. I mean that harsh word that chipped your self-esteem. I speak of that loss that left a hole you have tried to fill with so many things, yet it remains hollow. You have lived around these broken parts, protecting them, hiding them, fearing that if anyone touched them, everything would fall apart. You spend immense energy keeping the shards together so the vessel of your life continues to look whole on the outside. And you are tired, so tired. Today, I have come to tell you, stop fighting. Stop trying to stick the pieces together with the brittle glue of your own willpower. What I am about to show you next can transform your walk, because today, I, the master potter, the divine artisan, am taking over the project of your restoration. With infinite care, I am beginning to fix what was broken inside you. I will not just patch you up, I will remake you. I will change your areas of greatest fracture into your most beautiful and strong traits. This is not a promise for a distant future. It is a work I start now, at this precise instant, as your soul opens to mine. Before continuing, write this statement of faith in the comments. Divine grace guides me at all times. This is your act of handing me the shards, giving me permission to begin my most beautiful work of art, your restoration. Now take a deep breath. Relax in my hands. Your reconstruction has begun. My child, pay attention to what follows. For my work to be complete, you must understand the nature of your break and why your own repair attempts failed. The original break was not a sign of your weakness. It was the consequence of living in a broken world. It happened at a moment when your heart was tender, open, and the impact of a word, an action, or an absence was stronger than your framework could bear. In that moment, at the epicenter of your pain, a lie seeped in like poison. The lie said, "I am the problem. If I were different, this wouldn't have happened." Or, "I am weak. I cannot endure life." Or, "I am unworthy of love. People will always leave me." This lie merged with your pain and became the foundation upon which you built much of your identity. That is why you could not heal. You were trying to fix the behavior, the emotion, the symptom, but the foundation of the lie remained intact. You tried to glue the shards with your willpower, your perfectionism, your self-reliance. But with every new pressure of life, the glue gave way, and the same crack reappeared, reminding you of your original failure. You didn't fail at fixing yourself, my beloved. You were just using the wrong tools. A spiritual fracture cannot be cured with an emotional bandage. A lie lodged in the soul cannot be removed with mental logic. Divine intervention was required. The hand of the artisan who created you was needed. The one who knows the original design and has the power to remove the faulty foundation and build a new one. I needed to let you reach the end of your own strength, the point of exhaustion of your own attempts, so you would at last, in surrender, hand me the pieces and say, "I can't. Please, take over." And that, my daughter, was the most powerful prayer you ever offered. It was the invitation I was waiting for. There is something vital you must grasp before moving forward. Your break was not your end. It was your turning point, the place where you stopped trusting yourself and opened the door for me to show my power to recreate. Now, before we continue this message, write in the comments, "I trust the Lord." By doing this, you strengthen your faith and share hope with those who also need to sense my presence. It is your declaration that you trust the Master Artisan. If this message touched your heart and you wish to support this mission, click Super Thanks and help spread words of light, encouragement, and inspiration. Your point of greatest break is about to become the canvas for my greatest glory. My precious soul, what is my work of restoration like? It is not a violent process. It is a delicate art full of love. First, I take each of your shards one by one. I discard none, not even the smallest, not even those you consider the ugliest or most shameful. To me, every piece of your history is precious. I clean them with the oil of my forgiveness, washing away all the dust of guilt and self-condemnation. I sand down the sharp edges of resentment and bitterness, those that kept hurting you and others. This cleaning process is what you have felt as a new sensitivity in your heart, a desire to let go of the past. Next, I do not use ordinary clear glue that tries to hide the fracture. What glory would there be in that? No, I use the most precious substance, the gold of my redemption. I paint the edges of each shard with this liquid gold, my grace, my love, the blood of my Son that makes all things new. And then, I begin to join the pieces, but I do not put them back exactly as they were. I rearrange them into a new mosaic, a new configuration, where the lines of your break are no longer seen as flaws, but as part of the design. The cracks become the veins of gold that tell the story of your redemption. They become the strongest and most beautiful part of the whole vessel. What I am about to show you next can transform your life. The restored version of you will be infinitely more valuable and more beautiful than the original, untouched version. Your break in my hands is not a tragedy. It is an opportunity for art. You will not just be fixed, you will be upgraded. You will become a work of art of celestial kintsugi, a living testimony that I do not just restore, but I redeem, changing what was damaged into something of inestimable beauty and worth. I, your God, am sending you a special sign. The sign you have been waiting for is in this verse, Jeremiah 30:17, which says, "But I will restore you to health and heal your wounds, declares the Lord." Write in the comments, "I receive this message and I am blessed," and send love to someone you love, declaring that God's restoring hand is on them too. If this message touched your heart, show your support with a super thanks and help spread this message of light. And before we move on, let me lead you to something I prepared to further strengthen your faith. If you feel you need inner healing, spiritual reconnection, purpose, and prosperity aligned with my heart, there is a 31-day path waiting for you. Each day was created for me to speak to you more deeply. If you wish to follow this way, the link is in the description and the first pinned comment. Now, let's continue. If you are not yet subscribed to the channel, do so now. This way, you receive more messages of light. Stop cursing your cracks. They are the places where my golden light will shine most intensely. My blessed soul, this work of art we are creating together requires your participation. While I work with the gold of redemption, I call you to work with the tool of forgiveness. Unforgiveness is the residue, the dirt that prevents the gold from adhering perfectly to the shards. For your restoration to be complete, a major heart cleaning is necessary. First, you must forgive those who broke you. The person who spoke the word, who committed the act, who caused the absence. I know your pain cries out for justice, but holding on to resentment is like holding sharp shards in your own hands. You keep cutting yourself while the offender may have already moved on. Forgiving is the act of letting go of the shards. It is you saying, "I will no longer allow your action to define my shape. I hand you your debt and my pain over to the divine artisan. He is the judge, and he is also my healer." Forgiveness does not minimize your pain. It honors it by refusing to let it become a chronic infection. Every act of forgiveness is you handing me one more piece, letting me clean it and prepare it for the gold. Next, and crucially, you must forgive yourself. You blame yourself for your break. You are ashamed of your vulnerability. You criticize yourself for not being stronger, smarter, or different. My daughter, you are judging yourself with a ruler I never used to measure you. I created you to be human, not unbreakable. Your capacity to feel deeply is what allowed the break, but it is also your greatest gift, your ability to love, create, and connect. Do not curse your sensitivity. Look at the woman you were at the moment of the break with compassion. She was not weak. She was open. And now, I am using that same openness to fill you with my strength. Free yourself from your own court-martial. Accept my verdict on you, innocent, loved, and in the process of glorious restoration. Write in the comments a list of people, including yourself, whom you would like to forgive. Visualize each one. Send them love and say, "I forgive you and release you. May peace be with you." Feel the lightness and freedom forgiveness brings. Repeat this practice every day to strengthen your inner peace and release anxiety. By doing this, you are not just cleaning the past, you are preparing your heart to become the beautiful mosaic of grace and strength that I am destined to make of you. My precious soul, as I join the shards with the gold of my redemption, your very identity begins to be remade. You are no longer defined by your break, but by your restoration. Where there was once a crack of insufficiency, I am filling it with a gold vein of "I am enough in Christ." Where there was a fracture of rejection, I am sealing it with a golden line of "I am eternally loved and chosen." Where there was a splinter of failure, I am polishing it with the golden glow of "all things work together for my good." Your new identity is not that of a patched, fragile vessel that needs careful handling. Your new identity is that of a unique work of art, whose value was increased by its history. The gold lines are not a sign of weakness, but of strength. They are proof that you went through the fire and came out not just intact, but improved. They tell a story of resilience, redemption, and the power of a God who specializes in bringing beauty from ashes. You will begin to move through the world differently. The fear of breaking again will decrease because you will know from experience that even if you break, the artisan is always ready to create something even more beautiful. This certainty will give you a new boldness, a new freedom to love, to take risks, to live fully. You will no longer have to hide your scars. On the contrary, you will use them as your testimony. They will become your talking points, your credentials. They will prove you are not a faith theorist, but a practitioner who knows God's restoring power firsthand. There is something deep I want you to grasp. Your beauty is no longer in your perfection, but in your redemption. Your light will not shine despite your cracks, but precisely through them. Your life is becoming a lamp, and the gold veins are the gaps through which my glory will radiate to a dark and broken world. Embrace this new identity. Own it. You are not what happened to you. You are what I am doing with what happened to you, and what I am making is a masterpiece. My child, this inner restoration we are performing together will have a deep impact on your outer world. The healing of your foundation will change the entire structure of your life. In your relationships, because you are no longer operating from a place of break and lack, you will stop attracting people who take advantage of your fragility. Instead, you will begin to attract and cultivate healthy relationships based on mutual respect and interdependency. You will be able to give and receive love without the constant fear of being broken again, because your integrity now comes from me, not from others. You will become a secure and healing presence for those around you. In your purpose, your redeemed break will give you an authority you never had. You will have a compassion and wisdom to minister to others who are broken that could not be learned in any book. Your greatest pain will become your greatest message. I will use it to reach hearts no one else could reach. Your work, your art, your service, everything will be infused with a depth and authenticity that come from someone who walked through the valley and came out carrying the gold of redemption. Your purpose will no longer be something you do, but something you are. In your inner peace, the change will be radical. Where there was once a subterranean anxiety, a constant fear that the shards would come loose, there will now be a solid serenity. Your peace will no longer depend on perfect circumstances, but will be anchored in the certainty that the master artisan is always present, always working, always capable of changing any new break into a new beauty. You will learn to live with open hands, trusting me with your present and your future, knowing that in my hands, nothing is permanently broken. This peace that surpasses understanding will become your atmosphere, your trademark. It will be a beacon for an anxious and fragmented world. Share this video with two dear people who need this message of hope and faith. Together, let's build a chain of love and mutual support. Leave a comment with a prayer of faith and hope. A simple "Lord, may my restored life be a testimony of your power and a source of healing for the world," is a prayer that aligns your personal story with my universal redeeming plan. My precious soul, your restored life is a precious gift, and like every valuable work of art, it needs to be cared for. Your task from today on is no longer to try to fix yourself, but to maintain and honor the work I did in you. How do you do that? The first practice is gratitude. Look at yourself every day, not with criticism, but with admiration for the work of art you are becoming. Be grateful for the gold lines. Be grateful for the story they tell. Gratitude is the polish that keeps the gold bright and protects the vessel from new stains of bitterness or self-pity. The second practice is communion. The artisan likes to spend time with his art. Your daily communion with me, your moments of silence, prayer, reading my word, are the moments when I make the touch-ups, when I add another layer of shine, when I strengthen you for the day ahead. Do not neglect this time. It is the essential maintenance of your restored soul. The third practice is use. A work of art was not made to be hidden in a dark cupboard. It was made to be seen, to inspire, to serve a purpose. Use your restored vessel. Let my light shine through you. Pour out the love and grace I poured into you onto others. Do not be afraid to be used. You are no longer fragile. Your strongest parts are precisely those that were once broken. The more you allow yourself to be used by me, the more you will realize the solidity and beauty of your new framework. Hide no more. Diminish yourself no more. The time for living in fear of breaking again is over. You now live under a new guarantee, the artisan's guarantee, which promises that any future damage will only be an opportunity to add more gold to the design. Your life is no longer about avoiding the break. It is about celebrating the ongoing restoration. My beloved soul, we have reached the end of our time in the potter's workshop, but your life as a redeemed work of art is just beginning. We looked at your shards, cleaned the wounds, applied the gold of my love and forgiveness, and now you stand, not as before, but infinitely more beautiful and strong. What was broken was not just fixed, it was transformed. Your identity is no longer in the fracture, but in the glorious restoration. Your story is no longer a tragedy, but an epic of redemption. And your future is no longer a threat, but a blank canvas for the beauty we will continue to create together. From today on, when you look in the mirror, I forbid you to look for the old cracks. Instead, look for the gold lines. Trace them with your fingers. Keep in mind the story each one tells. A story of pain changed into strength, of shame changed into glory, of despair changed into hope. That is your true story. That is your true identity. You are my masterpiece, a trophy of my grace, walking proof that nothing is so broken that my love cannot remake it in an even more magnificent way. Go now and shine. Show the world what a God of love can do with a broken heart that surrenders into his hands. If this message resonated with you and your situation, write in the comments, I am a masterpiece in God's hands. Your words strengthen your faith and also light the path for others who need this light. Share your experiences in the comments. Lastly, I need to lead you to something I prepared especially for you. I have seen your search for inner healing, spiritual reconnection, a new purpose, and prosperity coming from my hands. None of this is by chance. When your heart cries out, I open paths. That is why, through this channel, I have set before you a guided 31-day path, a process where, daily, I can speak more deeply to your spirit. This is not just an ebook. It is a road to restoration, alignment, and growth. Created to strengthen your faith, renew your hope, and open doors you never imagined. If you feel this calling, access the link I have left in the description and also in the first pinned comment of this video. Start today this walk of healing, reconnection, purpose, and prosperity. I will be with you on every page, guiding your steps and lighting your way. If this message touched your heart, like this video and subscribe to the channel to continue receiving my word. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next video.